It'll be one to go this time by. Coming to the green, buddy, coming to the green. Let's go get him. Go, 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 take, go, 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 go.
Get your motor running. Head out on the highway.
Question in the back. Go ahead, Bob.
Chris, NASCAR scene for Jeremy. Why Tony Furr? He talked about he hadn't been in the Cup garage for like 5 years, so why'd you bring him back in?
Well, Tony, if you know Tony, he's a great guy, and he and I just really get along well, and you know, just been good friends over the year. Over the years, you know, and I worked with him at Cale Yarborough's in the early '90s when I started with Cale, and Tony just one of those guys that's just pretty humble and hasn't forgotten where he's came from, and you know, and we understand each other, and I knew that doing this, I needed to get somebody that understood what I like in a car, and it showed today. I mean, our car was terrible to start with, and come down pit road and boom, dials it right in, and I haven't had that in a long time, probably 5 or 6 or 10 years maybe, it seemed like, but to have a guy that just understands you, and I knew Tony did, and we worked together well, and you know, Tony's a true racer, what I call a racer guy. He's not in it for the, you know, the media, or nothing against the media, but he's not trying to be flashy or nothing like that. He's just a racer and wants to race hard and work hard, and you can't beat a guy like that.
Question on the side over here. Go ahead.
Bruce Marr with SI.com. Jeremy, the way you have this thing structured, there's true incentive for the crew guys to go out there and, you know, you finish well and everybody, because they'll get paid more out of the purse. Do you think that by providing a little bit of incentive that kind of brings a little bit more back into this game?
Well, I feel like, you know, over the years, the salaries have all gone up in every direction in NASCAR racing, and I feel like that sometimes if you're just getting a paycheck and you're making good money, maybe the incentive to do well is not there. Like, I guess you're not for everybody, but some guys are like that, and this kind of happened by accident, but we just got to keep our budgets where they need to be, and the way we're paying the guys is they get X amount of dollars for a salary, and then they get the rest of their money, about 70% during the week they get a paycheck, and the rest 30% comes when we make a race. So, you know, they're still making great money, but yet we have to make races and run well to do that, and I feel like that's just got everybody in the same boat right here with me. You know, if I'm on the car and spending the money on it, then, you know, I'm not doing anything. I'm not making anything unless I make races, and that's kind of the way they are with me. And I feel like that's going to make us a tighter race team, and maybe we'll change that after we get going or get some more races under a belt. They'll probably want raises again and stuff, but we'll work that out in the future. But right now, it just kind of keeps everybody in the same boat and you know, making good money when we make races.
Go ahead, Don.
AJ, when I talked to you yesterday, you were really quick, and you know what I mean, you were kind of so zoned in on what you had to do today. The fact that your car carries the Richard Petty sticker, did that put a little more pressure on you to make sure you got in this show?
Well, I mean, obviously, when the king, you know, kind of puts his hands around your neck and says, you know, you gotta go do this, kind of puts a little incentive to make it happen. But no, I mean, pretty much 95% of the pressure that's out there is for me on my own shoulders. So, you know, like I said, it ultimately came down to that I felt like I deserved to be in this race, and you know, I've shown over the last 6 months that I have the capability of running up front and contending and you know, being consistent and just doing all that. And you know, that's where that pressure came from. I knew I wanted to be in this race. The guys had worked so hard at the team, and they deserved to be in the race. Valvoline deserved to be in the race, and you know, heck, you know, coming here, we learned we weren't in the race, so we had, you know, kind of a little chip on our shoulders, and we had to go out there and get the job done. So yeah, I mean, basically since I've gotten here, I've kind of been that, you know, right on edge and just so focused on what we had to do.
Any other questions for Jeremy or AJ? Okay, guys, we have one back there. Go ahead, Terry.
AJ, one other thing, you talk about how, you know, that team deserved to be in it and all that, and then you got, you know, the system cost you an automatic spot. How do you feel about that? I mean, that whole thing about teams being able to buy points, and it ended up costing you, you know, having a spot, and you found out at the last minute. I mean, were you just shocked by that? Do you feel like that needs to change? How do you feel about it?
No, I mean, it wasn't shocking, because nothing shocks me in this sport anymore. So it's one of those things you can, yeah, you know, coming down here, you learn about it, and and it feels like, it kind of kicks you in the gut, and I was more kind of more saddened because Valvoline, I mean, that was one of the big reasons they signed on. They knew they had a shot or they thought they were in the 500 and coming down here to learn that we weren't. So, I had to promise them that we were going to be. But you can sit and whine about it and moan about it and just worry about it, or you can go out there and get the job done. And it's, that's the only option you have. You can't change it. It's the system and it's the way they worked it, and can't change it. So you only got one option, and that's to go get the job done. So that's what we focused on when we got here.
Any further questions? Okay, guys, congratulations and good luck on Sunday at the 500.